Hope everyone's doing well. I'm back again for another tomato growing tip. So another thing, so we've talked about removing suckers. The video post is linked down below, so just click it in the description if you've missed it. It's all about how to prune your tomato plants. I also posted another video on what to do when suckers get out of control and you lose one and it turns into another main vine. So that link is as well. I'm going to have that one above, so just click on that. I'll also have it in the description below. Today's video is about how to care for your plant in order to help it prevent any kind of tomato diseases. So typically tomatoes grow out of, they get really, really big, especially indeterminate tomato plants. They get really, really big. They have leaves. They grow from the very bottom and then they grow suckers. And if you leave it for too long, or not even that long, actually, once they start to grow, they kick in, they get out of control. They grow really fast. So, and typically I always mulched my tomato beds, but now that I'm growing so many tomatoes here in my garden, I don't always have time to mulch, and it's also hard to source really good straw that is weed free. So that's been a trouble for me. And also it's hard for me to lay out what I used to do was biodegradable black plastic mulch, agricultural mulch. So I would lay that down and then that would work really well. But now that I have like posts that are permanently placed in my new garden, it's hard to get the black plastic around. It would be like cumbersome to work with it. So there's another thing you can do. So if you can't mulch, another great way to keep the soil from splashing onto your leaves, which is a main cause for tomato diseases, we need to clean up the lower leaves. So I'm going to turn the camera and I'm going to show you how to do it, and let's get started, and you can do the same, and I find this really, really effective, and I'll explain it. Okay, so here's a tomato plant that I have growing. It's a Cherokee Purple, and it is an indeterminate tomato plant, and you can see here it needs some more pruning. I haven't, this sucker needs to go, so I'm going to clean up this plant. But as the plant grows, the leaves that I had removed in the past have now grown longer, and you can see now we had a rain, and you can see that the leaves have been splashed with dirt, so we don't want that. Also, cleaning up the bottom allows for air circulation to happen in your plant, and you want that because any kind of if there's a lot of leaves and the plant has a hard time, if it has a hard time for air to pass through it, that is a really great breeding ground for tomato diseases like blight, for example. So what you can do is you can start removing your lower branches. So here, as you can see in this one, I've already done it. And it's just the main vine, and it's really, really clean, and it goes all the way up, and then my leaves start after that. If there is any kind of rain or leaf splash, water splash onto the leaves, it won't get there. So these are clean. They have not been splashed with any kind of soil, and so they're clean, and they are very, very healthy, and there's no disease on them at all. You can see here that this stem had soil splashed on it, so I've already removed those leaves. It's nice and clean. So I can do the same thing with this one here. This one needs some cleanup, so what I want to do is, because this one here is not touching, this one here is not touching the soil, but it's really, really close and it's dirty. So that one's going to come off, and I'm going to go all the way to this branch here. Sorry, that's really leafy and hard to see. Here we go. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut it off, okay? And you can see now that that's already better, but I still don't like how this one here is still kind of close, and it also is dirty. As you can see here, the rain splashed it. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go right to the joint, right to the stem, and I cut it off, and now you can see it's healthy and it's doing really well. So this is what you can do. You can take that down. Now another way that you can decide where to stop trimming. Now you can keep trimming as the plant grows. It'll get longer, the leaves will get bigger, and you'll be able to clean up your stems then by taking off all those leaves. But what you can also do is remove until the first tomato truss. So in this case here, there's my first tomato right there, but I also have one right here, Cherokee Purple. So this one is growing right on a leaf, and there is a joint. Just gonna take that off. See, that doesn't need to be there. That's the sucker. We don't want that sucker. I'll clean that up. And so anyway, I'm removing all the leaves until this first flower. So they're all removed pretty much. I do have one back there. Actually, it's kind of hard to see because it's so messy, but I'm going to remove this one here. Now that's gone. And now it's all clean. And so now this plant is ready. So I'll keep my eye on it, and as it grows, I'll keep removing them. Over there, you can see another one. I'm going to clean up at the bottom. All those leaves that are like touching the soil, they all need to go. And I'm going to clean it all the way up, remove all the suckers, and then this plant will be looking just like these other ones that I've already completed. So that's what I recommend. It works really, really well. It also allows for the growing energy to go back to the tomatoes. They don't need to be redirected to the base of the plant where there's any kind of damage and bug. Flea beetles really seem to like tomato leaves, and as you can see here, these have had some bites. So I'm going to get rid of all those leaves, clean it up from the bottom, and I'll do that, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've cleaned up the base of this tomato plant. This is an Aunt Ruby's German green, and I left a couple of suckers that I had missed from the past. We talked about that in the previous video, and now that since I've missed them, I've had to actually thin out many of the crossing leaves on the inside. So there's air flow circulation coming through, and I can actually see into the plant. I've left a couple of big leaves on each stem, but as you can see, the main stem at the bottom is empty. It's clean now, so if it does rain again, and it will, or if I water, I'm not going to have to worry about any kind of splashing up onto the leaves. I've also cleaned up the one that I showed you earlier. This one's now all cleaned as well. So this one looks good and it's ready. And as you can see, this whole line of tomato plants are just mainly stems at the bottom with the leaves at the top and all the trusses at the top too. So that's it. Hopefully that helped. Next time you're in your garden and you don't know which leaves to remove, which ones are okay to remove, hopefully this video has been helpful to you to help you know how to manage the base of the tomato plant as well as any suckers, what to do in terms of thinning. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you liked my video. If you did, please be sure to click the like button as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified of any upcoming videos, because I will definitely be posting more. Hope you're all having a great gardening season, everyone. Have a great day, everyone. Happy gardening, and bye for now.